You're listening to The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. This is episode 1, in which, having resolved to finally leave her overbearing and faithless boyfriend, Tiffy decides to find somewhere else to live. February. You've got to say this for desperation. It makes you much more open-minded. I really can see some positives in this flat. Gertie and Mo, however, are not desperate. You can't live here. That's Gertie. Her expression would be comical if it weren't my actual life we were discussing here. There must be somewhere else within budget, Tiff, Mo says worriedly. This is even worse than the one we viewed last night. I look around for the estate agent. He's thankfully well out of earshot, smoking on the balcony. I'm not looking around another one of these hellholes, Gertie says, glancing at her watch. She needs to be at Southwark Crown Court for 9. Look, I really need to get this sorted this week. It's this place or the Flatshare, I say. The bedshare, you mean, Gertie says. Can I ask why it has to be now? Not that I'm not delighted, just that last I checked you were sitting tight in that flat waiting for the next time he who must not be named deigned to drop by. I swallow. I can feel Mo watching me carefully. As a counsellor, Mo is basically an accredited mind reader. Tiff, he says gently. Oh, bloody hell. I'll just have to show them. I pull up the message from Justin on my phone. Tiffy, I'm really disappointed in how you acted last night. You were completely out of line. It's my flat. I can come by whenever I like, with whoever I like. I know you're not ready to leave, but it's time you paid me for the past 3 months of rent. Patricia says you're taking advantage of me, and after yesterday's performance, I can't help thinking she might be right. Justin, kiss kiss. My stomach twists when I reread that line. You're taking advantage of me, because I never intended to do that. I just didn't know that when he left he really meant it this time. He's been really good to let me stay there this long. Funny, Gertie says darkly. I've always had the distinct impression he likes keeping you there. She makes it sound weird, but I sort of feel the same way. When I'm still in Justin's flat, it isn't really over. But then I met Patricia on Thursday. The real-life, extremely attractive woman Justin has left me for. So anyway, I say brightly, I need to move out. Now. Gertie holds out a hand. Show me that advert again. I flick to the Gumtree ad for the Flatshare. Double bedroom in 1-bed Stockwell flat, rent £350 per month, available immediately. 6 months minimum. Flat and room/bed is to share with palliative care nurse who works nights and is away weekends. Only ever in the flat 9 a.m. to 6 p.m, Monday to Friday. To view, contact L Toomey. It's not just sharing a flat, Tiff. It's sharing a bed, Mo says worriedly. What if this L Toomey is a man? Gertie asks. It's not like we'd ever be in the bed at the same time. Or the flat even, I say calmly. Everyone knows the first rule of flat sharing is don't sleep with your flatmate, Gertie says. I'd say the first rule of flat sharing is to make sure you get on with the person before you move in, Mo says. Obviously I'll meet this L Toomey person first. If we don't get on, I won't take it. Fine, Gertie says. Fine. Do what you need to do. She marches out of the flat, turning at the last moment to address the estate agent as he steps through from the balcony. And you, she tells him loudly, are a curse upon society. He stubs out his cigarette. You interested then? He asks me. My first job of the day is to meet Katrin, one of my favourite authors. Katrin writes books about knitting and crochet. It's a niche audience that buys them. But that's the story of Butterfingers Press. We specialise in crafting and DIY books. As a child, I spent my days reading, dyeing Barbie's hair or pimping up my JCB truck. And now I read and craft for a living. Well, not really a living. I'm telling you, Tiffy, crochet is the next colouring books, Katrin says, once she's talked me through the plan for her next book. Maybe we could add a strapline with the word mindful in it, I say. It is quite mindful, isn't it? Or mindless? Katrin laughs, tipping her head back. Ah, Tiffy, your job's ridiculous. She pats my hand affectionately. You see that Martin boy? You tell him I'll only do that cruise day class if I have a glamorous young assistant. I groan. I'm not going on a cruise with you, Katrin. But it's free. People pay thousands for those, Tiffy. You're only joining them for the Isle of Wight loop, I remind her. And I don't work weekends. It's not work, Katrin insists. It's a lovely Saturday sailing trip with one of your friends. She pauses. Me, she clarifies. We're friends, aren't we? I am your editor, I say, bundling her out of the meeting room. Think about it, Tiffy, she calls over her shoulder. And then she's gone. Martin turns on me. I like your shoes, he says, with a charming smile. I shudder. I can't stand Martin from PR. The shoes are excellent, though. They're purple Doc Marten-style boots with white lilies painted on them. I hear you're looking for somewhere to live, Martin says. Me and Hannah have a spare room. It's a single bed, but, well, I guess that won't be a problem for you these days. We could offer it for $500 a month, plus bills. Actually, I've just found somewhere, I say. Well, I sort of have. Nearly. Oh, right, well. Martin's expression turns cunning. You could make it up to me by going with Katrin to that... No. He gives an exaggerated sigh. God, Tiffy, it's a free cruise. Don't you go on cruises all the time? I used to go on cruises all the time, when my wonderful and now ex-boyfriend used to take me on them. Gone off them, I say, reaching for the phone.
Phone rings as Dr. Patel is prescribing meds for Holly, a little girl with leukemia. Dr. Patel not happy at interruption. Seems to have forgotten that I too, as night nurse, should have gone home at 8 a.m. I hang up when it rings, obviously. Holly, why didn't you answer? What if it was your girlfriend with the short hair? Dr. Patel, you may have noticed that Leon is not a big talker, Holly. Speaking of girlfriend with short hair, I haven't told Kay about the rum thing yet. Tonight was good. Mr. Pryor's pain lessened enough that he could tell me about the man he fell in love with in the trenches. A dark-haired charmer called Johnny White, with the chiselled jaw of a Hollywood star. They had one fraught, romantic, war-torn summer, then were split up and never saw each other again. I failed to escape conversation without a scarf. My 14th from Mr. Pryor. Mr. Pryor knit so fast, I wonder why anyone bothered with the Industrial Revolution. Listen to voicemail after eating dangerously reheated chicken stir-fry in front of last week's MasterChef. Voicemail.
Hi, is that Elle Toomey? My name's Tiffy Moore and I'm ringing about the Gumtree ad. Look, my friends think it's weird that we'd be sharing a bed, but to be honest, I'd do pretty much anything for a central London flat at that price. Oh, God, not anything. I'm not like... No, Martin, not now. Can't you see I'm on the phone?
Who is Martin? A child? Does this rambly woman with Essex accent want to bring a child into my flat? Voicemail continues.
Sorry, that's my colleague. He wants me to go on a cruise with a middle-aged lady to talk to pensioners about crochet.
Not the explanation I was expecting. She reads out her number. Woman is annoying, definitely, and is female, which may vex Kay. But I need £350 extra a month if I'm going to keep paying Richie's lawyer, Sal. Plus, we'll never actually see annoying woman. I text her back. There, done. Easy. £350 a month. Almost in the bag already. Now to tell Kay.
So, naturally, I get curious and Google him. Leon to me is a pretty unusual name, and I find him on Facebook without having to employ the creepy stalker techniques I reserve for new writers I'm trying to poach from other publishing houses. He's got light brown skin and thick curly hair, long enough to be pushed back behind his ears, and he's way too gangly for me. He looks like a nice guy. However, I do now know unequivocally that he is a man. But still, £350 per month, and he would never actually be there. Tiffany! My head shoots up. Crap, that's Rachel. She wants the manuscript for this bloody patty cake bacon make book. You've had your hair done, I say. How do you braid it like that? Don't try to distract me, Tiffany Moore, Rachel says. When am I getting that manuscript? I just need a little longer. Thursday? I nod eagerly. Yeah, why not? I mean, that's totally unachievable at this point, but Friday sounds a lot better when you're saying it on Thursday, so I'll just tell her then. I'll go for a drink with me tomorrow night. She won't be able to argue with me about this manuscript on Thursday if she's hungover. Done.
Slow night. Holly couldn't sleep. We played checkers. She lifts her fingers and dances them over the board before she touches a counter. Apparently it's a mind game. Where did a 7-year-old learn mind games? Richie rings just as I get in. I have to sprint to get to the landline. Richie, tell me a good story. I can tell he's down as he sounds more Irish when he's sad. I tell him about Holly, her checkers skills. Richie laughs. Silence for a while. Richie, it's Helen here, man. The words hit like a punch in the gut. Me, appeal's not far off. We're getting there. Sal says. Muffled voices from the queue behind him. Got to go, Lee. Even leaving now, I'll be late. Call Kay as I run. Kay, it's okay. I'll meet that girl for you. Surprised. I'd planned to ask, obviously. That's why I called Kay and not Essex woman herself to cancel. But was very easy. Look, I don't like this flat sharing plan, but I'll meet this Tiffy person, I'll handle the arrangements, and that way the random woman sleeping in your bed isn't someone that you actually interact with. Pang of love. Could be Stitch, of course. Thanks. Love you.
I consider wearing sunglasses, but decide that would make me look like a bit of a diva, given that it's February. Nobody wants a diva as a flatmate. The question, of course, is whether they want a diva more or less than they want an emotional wreck of a woman. Since Rachel told me on a night out that Justin is engaged, I've not stopped crying. Shit, I need to leave now or I'm going to be late, and that will look bad. This place is my only option. So when someone answers the door who clearly isn't Leon, I just go with it. Hi. Hello, says the woman at the door. She's petite with one of those pixie haircuts that makes you look French. I immediately feel enormous. Oh, it's the girlfriend. And her expression says, I was worried you might be hot and try to steal my boyfriend from me, but now I've seen you. And he'd never be attracted to you. So yes, come in. I'm Kay, she says, holding out her hand. Leon's girlfriend. I figured. Leon's stuck at work, says Kay, ushering me through to the living area. It's a little worn around the edges, but there's a low-hanging pendant light in the kitchen area that is sort of fabulous. I flip through a quick montage of myself here, lazing about on the sofa, rustling something up in the kitchen. So, will I not meet Leon? I ask. Absolutely not, Kay says, with the air of a woman who plans to make sure of it. Great. I breathe out slowly. I'll take it. The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. You're listening to The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. This is episode 2, in which Tiffy moves in to share Leon's flat and his bed, but never at the same time.
Me. What's she like then? Kay. She's quirky, larger than life. She had painted flowers all over her boots. Larger than life is Kay speak for overweight. Kay, we can talk about it when you get here. My plan for arrival at Kay's was to greet Kay with customary kiss, fall into Kay's bed, sleep for all eternity. Frosty welcome from Kay as she busies herself cooking Brinner, combination of breakfast and dinner, suitable for both night and day dwellers. Kay pauses, omelette pan in hand. She is very pretty against wintry sunlight through kitchen window. Where were you planning to stay at weekends with Tiffy in your flat? Oh, I see. I hoped I would stay here. Kay smiles. I know you were planning on staying here. I just wanted to hear you say it. Normally you're just here on weekends by coincidence, not because it's our life plan. Suddenly very busy eating omelette. I feel guilty. I did assume I'd be here every weekend. Just didn't think about it in the life plan way. 2 a.m. Generally use this time to write to Richie. It's been 3 months since he was sentenced. When he went in, Sal had told him he'd have him out of there by February. Sal. He's trying his best, presumably, but Richie is innocent and in prison, so can't help but feel a little resentful towards his lawyer. Mistakes keep happening, like unexpected guilty verdicts. Idly reaching for distraction, I find myself Googling Johnny White, Mr. Pryor's Hollywood-jawed long-lost love. Internet was made for situations like this, no? Find a website called Find War Dead. Kay. Leon, your bleep is going in my ear. Grab bleep. Grab phone. Sotcha, junior doctor. Leon, it's Holly. I'm pulling on shoes. Me. How bad? Keys. Keys, where are keys? She's got an infection. She's asking for you.
Did you discuss this with Leon? Mo asks, perching on the edge of the bed. I mean, bringing all your stuff? Of course I would be bringing all my stuff, I protest, straightening up the adorable tie-dyed bed throw I found at Brixton Market last summer. Lots of my candle holders are living on the edge of the bath now, and my amazing lava lamp has a great spot in the living area, but all the same, I could do with Leon having a bit of a clear out. Everyone's gone. It's just me in my new flat. I hope moving in all went smoothly. Leon has asked that you please sleep on the left side of the bed. Kay, kiss kiss. This is really bloody weird. Who even is this Leon guy? I sniff, wipe my eyes hard. Okay. Hi Kay, I'm all moved in. Thanks for confirming side of the bed. I'll just pull my blanket all the way up to cover up the duvet. Much better. As I'm rearranging the blanket, I notice a black plastic sack sticking out from under the bed, with something woolen flopping out of it. I drag it out to check the contents. It's full of amazing woolen scarves. They're not mine, but the craftsmanship is beautiful. They should be mine. I'd pay money that I do not have for these scarves. I let myself linger over the weave for a second or two longer before I push the bag back to where it came from. It occurs to me that Leon could actually be any kind of weird. There were quite a large number of scarves in there, at least 10. Shit. What if they are trophies of the women he murdered? Maybe he's a serial killer. I need to call someone. What's up? Rachel says when she answers. I am worried Leon might be a serial killer. I announce. Why? Has he tried to kill you or something? Rachel sounds a bit distracted. No, I've not met him yet. You've met his girlfriend though, right? Yeah. Why? Well, do you think she knows? What? About the murdering? No, I suppose not. Kay does seem very normal. She's a pretty unobservant sort of woman then. You managed to spot the signs in just one evening alone in his flat. There is a pause. You are an excellent friend, I tell her eventually. I know. I should go though. I'm on a date. Oh God, sorry. Nah, no worries. He doesn't mind, do you, Reggie? He says he doesn't mind. There is a muffled noise at the other end. I suddenly can't help wondering if Rachel currently has Reggie tied to something. I'll leave you to it, I say.
Hollow-cheeked, tired-eyed Holly looks up at me from bed. She grins at me weakly. You were here last weekend. Is it because I asked for you? Absolutely not. You know you're my least favourite patient. Bigger grin. Don't want to get her hopes up, but she is visibly better. That smile was nowhere to be seen last weekend. Sotcha, the junior doctor, leans in past the curtain to get my attention. Me to Sotcha. And? Blood's just in. The antibiotics are finally having an effect. Obs all stable. The relief is instant. Good mood glow resulting from Holly's bloods buoys me all the way home. I let myself into the flat. It smells like spicy incense and flower stalls. The next thing I notice is the sheer quantity of crap in my living room. Cow-shaped cushion on sofa, lava lamp on coffee table. Is Essex woman holding a jumble sale in our flat? I go to drop my keys in their usual spot and find it has been occupied by a money box shaped like Spot the dog. This is like a terrible episode of Changing Rooms. Feel fairly certain that Kay made no mention of Essex woman being a bizarre object collector. And yet, I sink into a nearby beanbag and think of the £350. Decide this is not so bad. Lava lamp has comedic value. What's the bedroom going to look like? Venture in, intrepid. Let out a strangled wail. It looks like someone vomited rainbows and calico in here. Horrific, moth-eaten blanket over bed. I noticed the bin bag of the scarves Mr. Pryor knitted me poking out from under bed. Forgot about those. Essex woman may think I'm odd if she finds bag of 14 hand-knitted scarves stashed under bed. Don't want her to think I'm, a scarf collector or something. Grab pen and scrawl "for charity shop" on a post-it, then stick it to bag.
So here I am on the freezing cold dock. I had to give in to Katrin and join her for the cruise. You have the perfect proportions for this sort of thing, Katrin is telling me. I raise an eyebrow, looking out to sea. You're the sort of woman the Soviets liked, Katrin goes on, oblivious to my raised eyebrow. You know, on their posters about women working the land while the men were out fighting. We file on board. It's actually pretty small for a cruise ship, so only the size of, say, Portsmouth, rather than London. We are shuffled politely into the entertainment area. I'm twitchy. The last time I was on a cruise, it was through the Greek islands with Justin. A big hand for my glamorous assistant. Everyone claps me dutifully. Cardigan off, Katrin says. She starts measuring me. Neck, shoulders, bust, waist, hips. And it occurs to me that my measurements are now being read out to a really quite large group of people. Katrin measures my hips, chatting away about pleating to create sufficient room for the buttocks, and no doubt feeling how my body is beginning to shake with suppressed laughter. That old lady over there just wrote down my inner thigh measurement in her notebook. And that guy at the back looks... That guy at the back, that's Justin. He holds my gaze. It sends a shock right through me, because it's not your ordinary eye contact. It's the sort you get locked into in the moment just before you toss a 20 on the table and scramble out of the pub to make out in a cab on the way home.
You could have found each other again. Love finds a way, Mr. Pryor. Love finds a way. I'm waving a hand at the list of war dead I printed out at Mr. Pryor. He gives me a gentle smile. Like I'm doing this for me, not him. Humour me. Tell me the facts. Regiment, birthplace, distinctive features. Mr. Pryor gives a slight shake of the head, but starts talking all the same. Return home to find pleasant surprise. Home-baked flapjack on sideboard. I see a note beside the tray.
Help yourself. Hope you had a good day-night. Tiffy. Kiss.
An excellent development. Help myself to a large slice and settle down with it to write to Richie. I reach for more flapjack without looking, filling page 2 with descriptions of the stranger Essex woman items. An iron in the shape of Iron Man. Actual clown shoes hung on the wall. Notice absently that I have eaten 4 slices of flapjack. Scribble on back of her note. Thanks. So delicious I accidentally ate most of it. Leftover mushroom stroganoff in fridge if you need dinner. Leon. Better make mushroom stroganoff now.
That was it, Rachel yells. I flinch. Last night I drank a bottle of wine, panic-baked flapjack, and barely slept. I'm a little fragile for shouting. We're sitting in the creative space at work. Annoyingly, it doesn't have a proper door to convey a sense of openness. Rachel has printed out the layouts we're meeting to discuss. You're telling me that you see Justin on a cruise ship and then he gives you an "I want to fuck you" stare and then you don't see him again? Are you sure it was Justin? Rachel, I know what Justin looks like. Right, well, she says, throwing her arms out wide and sending layouts sliding across the table. It's such an anticlimax. I really thought your story was going to end with sex on the deck. I reach to check my phone and I have one new message. So good to see you yesterday. Only you could laugh your way through someone reading out your measurements. But I guess that's what makes you special. J. Kiss kiss. Hands shaking, I stretch the phone out to show Rachel. That man is still in love with you, she says. You go get your man back, all right? No, Gertie says immediately. Do not text him that. He is scum of the earth. What made you want to reply, Tiffy? Mo asks, as if he's translating for Gertie. I just wanted to talk to him. I'm curled up on my beanbag with a hot chocolate, and Mo and Gertie are staring down at me from the sofa. Are you sure you want to start up contact with Justin again, Tiffy? Mo says. Even you can't ignore the fact that he left you for another woman. I flinch. It's true. It's true, I can't ignore the fiancé, but I can't ignore that look either. If he wanted to get back together... Would you? Gertie asks. Would I what? I ask, buying myself time. She doesn't answer. She knows my game. I don't know, I say, but a big part of me wants to. Don't worry, Gertie says, standing up smartly and patting me on the head. We won't let you. April. I think I'm having palpitations. Nobody has had palpitations since the olden days finished, Rachel informs me, taking an unacceptably large sip of the latte the head of editorial bought me. This book is killing me, I say. The saturated fat in your lunch is killing you. Rachel prods my banana bread. When are you getting me the photos of the hats and scarves? Oh, God, the hats and scarves. Our weekly catch-ups about Katherine's book soon became daily catch-ups as March slipped by. Now, faced with the terrifying realisation that it is April and our print date is only a couple of months away, they have become daily catch-ups and daily lunches. Edit, Rachel says, and then think of something, and do it fast. Why do I like her again? The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. Episode 3 of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. Reeling from being stalked by her creepy ex-boyfriend, Tiffy takes solace in a bag of multicoloured scarves she finds under the bed she shares with Leon, the flatmate she still hasn't met yet. I chuck my bag down and collapse on the beanbag. What does that say about me? That I'm waiting for a man who most likely cheated on me to give me a call? It says that you're loyal and trusting, Mo says when I ring him and ask this very question. The exact qualities that mean Justin is likely to try and get in touch again. I clench my eyes shut. That relationship took its toll on you, Tiffy. Mo says gently. He made you miserable. I shake my head. I mean, I know me and Justin argued, but we always made up. It'll all sink in eventually, Tiff, Mo says. When it does, you just get on the phone to me, okay? I nod, not really sure what I'm agreeing to. From my vantage point, I've just spotted the perfect distraction from how I'm feeling right now. The bag of scarves under Leon's bed. There's a note on them now which says, "For charity shop." So I write him a note. Hey, okay, sorry for snooping, but these scarves are incredible, as in designer incredible. So while I am all for giving old clothes to charity shops, after all, people like me need people like you, I think you should consider selling these scarves. Tiffy. Kiss. P.S. Where did you get them all from, by the way?
The walk from security to the visiting hall is perhaps the worst part. All the way you are ferried by different prison guards. When they bring Richie in, he looks tired and unwashed. Richie's slapping me on the back. "All right, brother, you're looking good." "You too." "Liar. I look like shit warmed up. Have you heard anything from Sal?" "Yeah, he's sorry about those papers holding up the appeal." "Did he get the footage from the Aldi camera?" "Not yet." "That's the key, man. That camera in Aldi will show him. They'll see it's not me." "How high res is this footage, though?" "Find bin bag of scarves in centre of bedroom when I get home, with Tiffy's note pasted on its side." Think of all the times I turned down Mr. Pryor's offer of new scarf, hat, glove or tea cosy. "Hi, Tiffy. Thank you for telling me about the scarves. We'll sell. Can you recommend where/how? Gentleman at work knits them. Leon."
Hey. Oh, definitely. You should sell these through Etsy or Pre-Loved. Odd question, but might this gentleman at your work be interested in crocheting for commission? I'm working on a book called Crochet Your Way, and we need someone to make us 4 scarves and 8 hats very, very fast so we can photograph them to include in the book. Can you give me his contact details? Tiffy. Kiss.
"Write me a letter and we'll give it to matron, then to gentleman knitter if she gives the okay. First scarf just sold for £235. Mad. Leon." I pass Tiffy's letter to matron, who gives me the all clear to offer Mr. Pryor the opportunity to knit for Tiffy's book. Or crochet. I'm extremely unclear on the difference. One night later, and Mr. Pryor's got 2 hats done already.
May. I thought I might actually catch Leon tonight as I got back at around 5 p.m. I did think about spending this hour at the coffee place around the corner, but then I thought, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't meet. The phone rings, which is odd. I eventually tracked down a landline on the kitchen counter under one of Mr. Pryor's scarves. A landline? Who knew? "Hello?" I try tentatively.
"Oh, hey,"
says the guy at the other end. He sounds surprised and has a weird accent, kind of half Irish, half Londoner. It's Tiffy, I offer. Leon's flatmate.
Hey, hi. And don't you mean bedmate?
We prefer flatmate, I say.
Well, nice to meet you, Tiffy. I'm Richie, Leon's brother.
Pleased to meet you too, Richie. You just missed Leon, I guess. You could try him on his mobile?
Now you see, Tiffy, I can't do that.
I frown. You can't call his mobile?
To be honest with you, I'm in a high-security prison, and the only phone number I've managed to get set up for me to call is Leon's home line.
I feel a little shell-shocked. Shit, that's awful. Are you all right?
I'm all right. Cheers, though. It's been 7 months now. I guess I'm acclimatising.
I nod. Well, that's something at least. How is it? On the scale of, Alcatraz to the Hilton.
Definitely somewhere on that scale, yeah. Aren't you going to ask what I'm in for, Tiffy?
No, I say, taken aback.
Normally people ask.
I shrug. It's not my place to judge. You're Leon's brother, and you rang to talk to him.
I'm in for armed robbery, but I didn't do it.
God, I'm sorry.
Do you believe me?
I don't even know you. Why does it matter?
It just does.
Well, I need some of the facts before I say I believe you. Wouldn't mean much otherwise, would it?
Tell Leon I'd like him to give you the facts, so you can tell me if you believe me.
Fine. It was good to meet you, Richie.
You too, Tiffy. You look after my brother for me, all right? I have a list of 8 names and addresses. Mr. Pryor gave me plenty to bulk out my research in the end. Every man on the list is called Johnny White. Unsure where to start. Pick favourite Johnny? Nearest Johnny? Get out phone and text Tiffy. Filled her in on the search for Mr. Pryor's Johnny White last month. Hi. Got 8 Johnnies, singular Johnny, to choose from. How to pick where to start? Leon.
That's easy. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Kiss, kiss.
Peculiar woman. Nonetheless, get out list of names and do eeny, meeny. Land on Johnny White, obviously. It's the one who lives up near Birmingham. Good choice. Can visit this one when next visiting Richie. Thanks, Leon.
Did you get my note about Richie, by the way? I just want you to know I would like to hear it, if you want to tell it. Kiss, kiss.
Reply via note when I get home. I'll ask Richie to write to you. He can tell it best. Also, a thought. Could your crochet author come to hospice sometime? We're looking to put on more entertainment for patients. Kiss.
Hey, Leon. Of course. Whenever Richie's ready. And yes, PR are always looking for opportunities like that. Can I just say, though, you've timed this very well because Katrin has just become a celebrity. Her latest tweet had 8,000 retweets. That is a lot of retweets, Leon. A lot. And it all happened because this amazing DIY YouTuber called Tasha Chai Latte tweeted about Katrin. And Tasha has 15 million followers. The marketing and PR teams are basically peeing themselves with excitement. Kiss, kiss. July. It's still light when I get home. I love summer. I spot the letter from Richie on the kitchen counter.
Dear Tiffy, it was a dark and grotty night at Daffy's nightclub in Clapham. I was already plastered when I got there. It was a really mixed crowd, but right at the back, at one of the tables, there were a few guys who looked like they were there for a different reason from everyone else. They're known as the Bloods, apparently. One of the guys came to the bar with his girl. She looked bored out of her mind. She caught my eye down the bar. I looked back. He found me later in the bathroom, pushed me up against the wall. "Keep your hands off, you hear me?" He was shouting right in my face, a vein pulsing in his forehead. Pushed me a bit. From this point on, I can't verify everything. I really was plastered. But anyway, here's what I think happened. They followed me and my mates when we left. The others got night buses, but I didn't live far, so I walked it. I went into the off-licence on Clapham Road and bought a 6-pack of beers. It was nearly 4 a.m. and I was not even walking straight. But I went in, paid cash, went home. I didn't see him, but they can't have been far away when I got out of there, because according to the camera in the store, I came back in 2 minutes later with my hoodie pulled up and a balaclava on. When you watch the footage, the guy does look a bit like me. But as I pointed out in court, whoever it is, they're doing a better job of walking properly than I did. I was way too drunk to be able to dodge the bargain bins and get the knife out of the back of my jeans all at the same time. They got the kid at the till to unlock the safe. I was on CCTV. I had a previous criminal record. They pulled me in. My lawyer felt confident in the only witness, the girl at the till. But they got to her. She pointed at me across the courtroom, said it was me for sure. The prosecution played on my dodgy record from a few years back. It was kind of amazing, watching them spin stuff. They sentenced me to 8 years for armed robbery. We all thought Sal, the lawyer, would sort it on appeal, but he hasn't fucking got to the appeal yet. I hope you believe me, even more than I usually do. Maybe it's because you're important to my brother. Yours, Richie. Kiss, kiss.
The next morning, I reread the letter in bed. It's so unfair. I reach for my phone. Gertie, you know your job? I'm familiar with it, yes. Primarily as it's the reason that I am awoken at 6 a.m. almost every morning, bar Saturday mornings. I look at the clock. 6 a.m. Sorry. But what kind of law do you do again? Criminal law, Tiffy. Right. What does that mean, though? We deal with crimes that are against people and their property. Gertie is audibly gritting her teeth. Like armed robbery. Yes, that is a good example. Well done. You hate me, don't you? I'm top of your hate list right now. It's my one lie-in and you've ruined it. So, yes, you have climbed past Donald Trump. Shit. You know the special cases you do for free or for less money or whatever? Where's this going, Tiffy? If I give you a letter from a guy convicted of armed robbery, will you just take a look at it? I'll read it. Come over for lunch and bring the letter. I love you. I hate you. I know. I'll bring you a latte from Mole's, though. Donald Trump would never bring you a latte from Mole's. Fine. I'll make my decision on your relative placement on the hate list when I've tasted how hot the coffee is. She hangs up. Gertie and Mo's flat has been completely Gertified. You almost can't tell Mo lives here. I have new respect for Gertie and what she can achieve through sheer willpower, or possibly bullying. I hand her the coffee. She gives it a sip, then nods in approval. I do a little fist pump, officially becoming a less odious human being than the man who wants to build a wall between Mexico and the US. Letter, she says, stretching out her free hand. I pass it over, and she immediately heads off to read. I pace a bit. What do you think? The trial transcript will take 48 hours to get to me, even with the express service. You're applying for the trial transcript? Don't get anyone's hopes up, Gertie says. I won't, I say. And thanks. The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. You're listening to The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary. Episode 4 coming up, in which Tiffy visits the hospice where Leon works to organise a crochet workshop. The receptionist at the hospice leads us down the bewildering maze of corridors to a sort of living area. We dump the bags of wool and crochet hooks. It's 15 minutes until we start. Plenty of time for me to track Leon down and say hello. "Excuse me," I say to a nurse. "Is Leon here yet?" "Leon?" she asks, looking at me distractedly. "Yeah, he's here. You need him?" "Oh, it's not, medical. I was just going to say hi and thanks for letting us do this." I wave an arm in the direction of Martin and Katrin, who are untangling wool. The nurse focuses on me properly. "Are you Tiffy?" Yes." "Oh, hi. Wow, hello. If you want to see him, he'll be in dorsal ward." "Thanks so much," I say as she scurries off again. "Dorsal ward. OK, this place goes on forever." "Excuse me," I ask, snagging a passing person in scrubs. "Am I on track to get to dorsal ward?" "Sure are," he says. "Sorry, you're not Tiffy, are you?" "Yes." "Hi? Really? God, sorry, it's just none of us quite believed it. Leon will be on kelp ward. Take the next left." This is weird. As I turn back, I spot a male nurse with light brown skin and dark hair. We make eye contact for a split second, but then he jogs off down the opposite corridor. I walk more quickly to follow him, then feel a bit stalkerish and slow down. Crap. The sign says next left for the leisure room, which is where I started. I better get back. While Katrin enthusiastically extols the virtues of the closed stitch, I scan the room. There is a little girl whose hair is just growing back after chemo, I'm guessing. She's not staring at Katrin like everybody else is. She's watching me and beaming. I give her a little wave. "Arms up, Tiffy," Katrin trills in my ear.
Can't shake the feeling that red-headed woman might have been her. If it was, I hope she didn't think I ran off. Obviously did run off, but still. Take unprecedented coffee break. I've got to read this letter before I send it on to Richie. Why does it even matter? Does matter, though. I like having Tiffy's notes to come home to, and I'll be sad to lose her if she's cruel to Richie.
"Dear Richie, thanks so much for your letter. It made me cry, which puts you in the same category as me before you, my ex-boyfriend, and onions. But it's no use me just telling you how shit this is. You already know that. So I rang my best friend Gertie, who happens to be a ridiculously good barrister. She read the transcript of your trial, and she has a few questions she'd like answered." When it comes to the part where we take crochet hooks and wool out to the crowd, I head towards the little girl who was staring at me earlier. "Hello," she says. "Are you Tiffy?" I duck down to the level of her wheelchair, because looming feels weird. "Yeah, people keep asking me that today." "You are pretty," she says gleefully. "Are you nice as well?" "Oh, I'm horrible, actually," I tell her. "It was nice of you to let that lady measure your legs." "It was, wasn't it?" I say. "Do you want to learn how to crochet?" "No," she says. "I want to talk to you about Leon." "Ah, you know Leon?" "I'm his favourite patient." "I bet." "I told him I'd find out if you were pretty." "Did you now?" "I don't know her name." "Holly," she says, "like the Christmas plant." "Well, Holly, me and Leon are just friends." Suddenly Martin is right at my shoulder. "Can you pose with her?" he mutters in my ear. God, that man knows how to creep up on you. He should wear a bell, like cats that eat birds. Pose with Holly. "The leukemia girl, yeah," Martin says. "For the press release." "I can hear you, you know," Holly declares loudly. Martin has just enough decency to look embarrassed. "Hello," he says in a stilted sort of way. "I'm Martin." Holly shrugs. "All right, Martin. My mum hasn't given permission for you to take my photo. People always feel sorry for me because I don't have very much hair and I look sick." I can see Martin thinking that was pretty much the idea. I am overcome by a sudden but not unprecedented urge to punch him. "Fine, Martin mutters, already off in Katherine's direction. He's horrible, Holly says, matter-of-factly. He is, isn't he? I check my watch. We finish up in 10 minutes. Do you want to go and find Leon? Holly asks, looking at me rather cannily. I glance over at Katrin and Martin. I mean, my work as a model is done. It will take them ages to get all this wall cleared up. That way, Holly says. And then, when I totally fail to push her wheelchair, she points to the brake. Everyone knows you have to take the brake off. I just thought you were really heavy, I tell her. Leon will be in Coral Ward with my friend Mr. Pryor, who was in the war. Turn left. Mr. Pryor? Does he knit? All the time, Holly says. Excellent. I'm on my way to meet my life-saving knitter and my note-writing flatmate. We finally reach Coral Ward. An elderly gentleman in a chair over by the window turns and smiles at Holly. Hello, Holly. Mr. Pryor, this is Tiffy. She's pretty, isn't she? Ah, Miss Moore, Mr. Pryor says, attempting to stand and holding out his hand. What a pleasure. I scuttle over, desperate for him to sit down in his chair again. Mr. Pryor, I can't thank you enough for knitting all those scarves and hats for Katherine's book. I pause. I don't suppose you've seen... Mr. Pryor smiles. Leon? Well, yeah. I just wanted to track him down to say hi. Mr. Pryor says. He just slipped out. He was looking a little emotional and holding a letter.
I'm shaking. This is the most hope for Richie I've felt in months, and I've forgotten how to handle this emotion. I should have thanked Tiffy in person. She was trying to find me and I kept hiding, which is clearly childish and ridiculous. But still buzzing about the letter, and it buoys me through the rest of the night, with only the occasional crushing memory of dodging down corridors to avoid social interaction. At the end of my shift, I leave at a jog and head for the bus stop. Call Kay as soon as I'm out the door. Cannot wait to tell her about the letter, the criminal lawyer friend, the list of questions. Me, this is amazing, no? Kay, this lawyer's not actually done anything, Leon. She's not taking on the case, or even saying she believes Richie is innocent, really. Almost stumble, like someone has physically put out hand to stop me. Kay, and I thought you weren't ever going to meet Tiffy. Me, what? Ever? She's my flatmate. I didn't meet her anyway. I called to tell you Richie news. I frown, walking slower now. Kay, I wish you'd come to terms with Richie's situation, Leon. I think the healthiest thing is to reach acceptance. Me, but there's new evidence to get, now that we know what to look for. Kay, you're not a lawyer, Leon, and Sal is a lawyer, and you've said yourself that he did his best. The jury all thought he was guilty, Leon. What is this, Kay? I want you back, Leon. Present, in your life, with me. You always care about Richie more than you care about me. Of course I care more about Richie. The pause is like silence after a gunshot. I don't mean it like that. Just Richie needs more of my care right now. Do you have any of your care left for anyone else? For you? She means for me. She's crying now. I feel wretched, but still angry. You still think he's guilty, don't you? Leon, I'm trying to talk about us, not about your brother. I need to know. Do you still think Richie is guilty? There is silence. Me. Just say it. She waits. I wait. I think Richie did it, Leon. It's what the jury decided, and it's the sort of thing he'd do. Close my eyes slowly. Kay is sobbing. Can't do this anymore. Can't be with a person who doesn't love Richie too.
It's the day of our trial book launch, the one we're taking Katrin to so PR can persuade her that a huge launch is exactly what she's always wanted. Rachel and I are getting ready together in the office loos. Rachel is in a lime green silk wraparound dress, and I'm in a tea dress covered in enormous prints of Alice in Wonderland. "You might meet a handsome young Nordic man," Rachel says. "Tonight is all about forestry for the ordinary man, our woodwork editor's latest acquisition. The author is a Norwegian hermit. It's quite a big deal that he's left his treehouse for long enough to come to London. I'm not sure I'm ready for handsome young Nordic men." "You are," Rachel tells me. "You've just not had sex for too long. You've forgotten how exceptional it is." "I don't think I've forgotten what sex is, Rachel. Isn't it like, riding a bike?" "Similar," Rachel concedes. Martin from PR may be a pain in the arse, but the man can put on a woodwork-themed party. We're in a pub in Shoreditch with exposed beams looming low above us. There are piles of logs as centrepieces on every table. I look around, ostensibly trying to find Katrin, but really trying to locate the Norwegian author who hasn't seen a human being in 6 months. The drinks are free for the first hour, apparently. We curse ourselves for arriving 20 minutes late and order gin and tonics. We obviously drink very quickly, so when Katrin arrives I give her an especially effusive hug. Several gin and tonics later, Katrin is laughing at something our head of PR has said, which I know is an act, because the head of PR is literally never funny. I swivel on my bar stool to get a better view of the room. "Kind of like watching ants, isn't it?" says someone from beside me. He's a smartly dressed business type. I look back at the crowd. "I know what you mean," I say. "They all look so purposeful." "Except him," the man says, nodding to a guy in the opposite corner who has just been abandoned by the young woman he was talking to. "He's a lost ant," I agree. "Is he our Norwegian hermit?" "Not good looking enough," the man says. "Why, have you seen the author's photo?" I ask. "Yep, handsome guy." I narrow my eyes at him. "It's you, isn't it? You're the author." He smiles. "Guilty. I'm Ken." "You're very well dressed for a hermit," I say, a little accusingly. Ken laughs. "Before I chose to live alone in Nordmark, I was an investment banker in Oslo. Are you in PR?" "Editorial," I tell him. "If I was in PR, I'd have to be out there with the ants." "Well, I'm glad you're not," he says. "I prefer to be away from the crowd, but I don't think I could have resisted saying hello to the beautiful woman in the Lewis Carroll dress." He gives me a look. A very intense look. "Do you want to get some air?" I find myself saying. He nods and I grab my jacket off the chair and head for the pub garden. It's a perfect summer evening. Ken and I take a seat on a picnic bench, and then he smiles. A slow, really quite sexy smile, and leans down to kiss me. As I close my eyes and lean in, I feel giddy with possibility. My heart is racing for all the wrong reasons. The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. This is episode 5 of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, in which Tiffy is doorstepped by her ex-boyfriend, just as she plucks up the courage to snog a handsome Norwegian hermit she's met at a book launch. Someone calls my name. I turn and see Justin. I feel as if I've conjured him up by thinking about him. How else could he possibly be here? He crosses the grass between us. "You look beautiful, Justin." This is about all I can manage. "Let me guess," says Ken lightly. "Boyfriend?" "Ex," I say. "Ex, I would never..." Ken smiles an easy, sexy smile at me, and then turns an equally good-natured one on Justin. "Hi," he says, holding out his hand for Justin to shake. "Ken." Justin barely looks at him. Can I talk to you? Hey, don't worry about it, Ken says, standing up. As Ken walks away, I feel as if I'm coming out of some sort of trance. I stand, knees shaking, and face Justin. What the hell are you doing here? Justin doesn't react to the venom in my voice. Instead, he puts his hand on my back. I shrug him off sharply. Hey, whoa! Are you okay? Sorry if I surprised you and ruined my evening. He smiles. Come on, Tiffy. You'd never go home with a guy like that. Do you not think this is odd? He tilts his head, like, huh? We've bumped into each other twice in 6 months, once on a cruise ship. He smiles indulgently. Tiffy, come on. What are you suggesting? If I wanted to see you, why wouldn't I just call you? Oh, I guess that makes sense. I'm suddenly embarrassed. He squeezes my shoulder. It is great to see you, though. And yeah, it's a pretty crazy coincidence. Fate, maybe. He does an exaggerated, mysterious face, and I can't help smiling. I'd forgotten how cute he is when he clowns around. No, not cute. I think of what Gertie and Mo would say and gather my resolve. What did you want to talk to me about? I have been meaning to call, but I didn't want to tell you this on the phone. Let me guess, that you've broken up with the woman you left me for. There's a little thrill when I see his perfect, confident smile waver, and then a wash of something else, more like anxiety. I don't want to piss him off. I don't want to see you, Justin. You still left me for her. Can't we just go get a drink somewhere and talk about it? Come on. We can go to the top of the Shard. What do you say? I stare at him, his eyes always sparkling with that crazy excitement that caught me up every time. Why didn't you call me? I told you, he says, impatient now. I didn't know how to tell you about this. And why are you here? Tiffy, he says sharply. Just come for a drink. You want to talk to me? You call ahead, and we arrange a time. Not now. When, then? He asks, frowning. I need time. Time like a couple of hours. Time like a couple of months, I say, before I've thought about it. And then I bite my lip, because now I've given us a deadline. I want to see you now, he says, and suddenly his hands are on my shoulders. I shrug him off. Try delayed gratification, Justin. It's the only kind you're going to get. And with that, I turn before I can change my mind and stumble back into the bar.
Holly grins up at me. Have you come to say goodbye? Ruffle Holly's messy brown hair. Be good. Holly grins. Get the impression she has other plans. I get out of work and walk fast. I'm sweaty from power walking in the morning sunshine. Chuck keys in customary space and yank off t-shirt as I head to bathroom. Turn the hot water on and shower. Washing off yet another week.
Oh, God. I think this is the worst I've ever felt. It's worse than the hangover I had after Rachel's 25th. It's worse than the time at uni when I drank 2 bottles of wine and vomited outside the faculty office. I'm still wearing the Alice in Wonderland dress. The alarm clock is saying 8:59. I should be at work in 1 minute. How has this happened? I can't go to work like this, I realise in my first moment of clarity of the morning. I need to wash and change. I unzip the dress and kick it off, already reaching for my towel in the back of the door. I don't hear the running water. There is a constant panic buzzing in my ears that sort of already sounds like a shower turned on. I only realise Leon is in the shower when I see him there. He does the natural thing, panics and throws the curtain back to see who's there. "Oh," he says. It's more of a gargled noise than a word. I am in my extremely small, lacy, going-out underwear with my towel thrown over my arm. "Oh, God," I squeak. "I'm so sorry." He flips the shower off. He turns his back on me. I turn my back on him too. He says again. I know, I say. Oh, God, this is not how I imagined meeting you.
Did you...
He begins. I didn't see anything. I lie quickly.
Good. OK, me neither.
He says. I'm so late for work.
I'm finished.
We still have our backs to one another. I slip the towel off my arm and wrap it around myself. Well, if you're sure...
Need my towel?
Oh, of course, I say, grabbing it off the rail and turning.
Eyes closed.
He yells. I freeze and close my eyes. I feel him take the towel from my hand.
OK, you can open them again.
He steps out of the shower and turns to sidestep past me. There's really not room for two of us, and as he slides by me, the warm skin of his back brushes against my chest. As he turns towards the door, I glance down. Is he... It can't have been. He closes the door behind him and I collapse backwards against the basin for a moment. The reality of the last 2 minutes is so painfully embarrassing that I find myself pressing the heels of my hands into my eyes. Right, I've got to shower and go to work. Oh, God, I am so late. Rachel is positively vibrating with excitement. I cannot believe he had a hard-on. I groan and rub my temples. How is Rachel so bloody perky? I was sure she drank nearly as much as me. I said he might have done. Oh, please, she says. You're not so out of action that you've forgotten what that looks like. 3 men in one night. You are literally living the dream. I ignore her. Well, what now? Are you calling Ken the Hermit, going for a drink with Justin, or jumping in the shower with Leon? I'm going back to my desk, I tell her, grabbing the stack of proofs. She sings Man-Eater at me as I walk away. I ring Mo. You told me once that me and Justin took its toll on me. Mo just waits. You said that would sink in eventually, and you said to call you when it does. More Mo-style silence, which means it is somehow incredibly reassuring. Something weird happened last night. I kissed a guy, and then, well, I remembered... Why can't I say it? I remembered sleeping with Justin after a fight. I was so unhappy. I sniff. How did you feel? Mo asks. Scared, I admit. I don't remember our relationship being like that, but now I think I might have just sort of airbrushed it, forgotten those bits. Is that even possible? Your brain can do amazing stuff to protect itself from pain, Mo tells me. Mo talks about gaslighting and triggers. Finally, a tear creeps from my bottom lashes down my cheek. I should go, I say, wiping my nose. I'm suddenly drained, and the hangover is crushing. By the time I finally finish checking the proofs of Catherine's book, I'm feeling a lot calmer. So once I've dumped Crochet Your Way on Rachel's desk, I scuttle back to mine to go on Leon's Facebook page. It's true that he's too gangly to be my usual type, but clearly he is just one of those people who suddenly becomes fanciable in person. Who's that? Martin says from behind me. I jump, spilling coffee across my scattering of very urgent post-it notes. Why do you always creep up on me? I ask, snapping the window closed and dabbing at the coffee with a tissue. You're just jumpy. So who was that? My friend, Leon? Friend? I roll my eyes. Since when have you been even slightly interested in my life, Martin? He gives me an oddly smug look, as if he knows something I don't, or perhaps is just having some intestinal issues. Don't let me interrupt you, Tiffy. And he walks off. I sink further in my seat and decide that I will absolutely, definitely never drink again.
Staying at Mam's at least provides distraction from painfully awkward memory of this morning. I talk to her about Kay. She nods in the right places, then makes me oven chips with nuggets, which make me feel 10 years old again. Phone rings. Check screen. Tiffy. Don't want to answer. Phone rings and rings. She hangs up without leaving a message. I feel oddly guilty. A text.
Hey, so, I feel like we should chat about this morning. Tiffy. Kiss.
Should definitely reply. Put phone down. Phone buzzes again.
I should totally have started with an apology. It was me who shouldn't have been there, according to our flat sharing rules. And then I went and accosted you in the shower. So, yes, I am very, very sorry. Kiss, kiss.
Oddly, I feel a lot better after seeing this text. It sounds familiarly Tiffy-ish. Don't apologise. We were bound to bump into each other eventually. Leon. Kiss. Send, then regret the kiss. Do I normally put a kiss? Scroll back up thread of last few messages and find that I am entirely inconsistent.
Let's forget all about it. I hope Kay didn't totally flip out about me breaking the Flatshare rules. Kiss, kiss.
Kay and I broke up a couple weeks ago. Kiss.
Oh, shit. I'm so sorry. How are you holding up?
How am I holding up? I'm lying in bed in my mother's flat, fantasising about naked flatmate. All thoughts of ex-girlfriend briefly, but genuinely forgotten. Is probably not entirely healthy, but better than yesterday? I go for getting there. Kiss.
Gertie rings me as I'm leaving work. You've only just left. Have you asked for a raise yet? She asks. I check my watch. It's 7:30. No time, I tell her. And they probably fire me for asking. Ridiculous. What's up anyway? Oh, I just thought you might want to know I've got Richie's appeal moved forward by 3 months, Gertie says, airily. You took his case? His previous barrister was appalling, Gertie says. You took his case. Keep up, Tiffy. Thank you so much. I can't stop smiling. Can I tell Leon? That'd save me a job, Gertie says. So go for it. In the flat foyer is an enormous bunch of flowers. Stuck in amongst the flowers is a note that reads, To Tiffy, we'll speak in October. Love, Justin. This has really annoyed me. Perhaps because I've never told Justin where I live. Or maybe because it's so flagrantly disregarding what I asked of him on Thursday. And because he's made my I need a couple of months into I will speak to you in 2 months' time. I remember the half excitement, half anxiety every day when he came home. God, I don't want to go back to all that. The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. This is episode 6 of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, in which Tiffy gets a promotion and an invitation from Leon. I've asked Mo and Gertie over. As Gertie pours out glasses of white wine, I realise I'm nervous. Let's not beat around the bush, says Gertie, who has literally never beaten around a single bush in her whole life. You've got a crazy ex-boyfriend, and he knows where you live. Mo shoots Gertie the sort of look that usually only Gertie is allowed to give people. Oh, I wish I hadn't said I'd go for a drink with him in October, I say, faced with Mo's listening face. Why did I say that? I'm not sure you did say that, did you? I think he chose to take it that way, Mo says. Do you two remember all of this? I ask abruptly. I'm not imagining it. Mo pauses for a moment. But Gertie doesn't miss a beat. Of course we do. He'd make every argument your fault, and he wouldn't give up until you were sorry. He'd ditch you and then pick you up again at a moment's notice. We hated him. Oh, I say, in a small voice. I remember being really happy with him, as well as being, really bloody miserable. He wasn't horrible to you all the time, Gertie begins. He wouldn't have been able to keep you with him if he was, Mo goes on. He knew that. He knew how to play you, Gertie finishes. We sip our wine in silence for a while. You had to come to this on your own, Tiff, Mo says. Somehow when Mo says something, seems to make it true. I can't believe how not okay my relationship with Justin was, but even more than that, I can't believe I hadn't noticed. September. Mo said it would benefit me to do proper counselling and talk to a person who didn't already know me. And then Rachel told me that unbelievably our employee benefits actually include up to 15 sessions of counselling, paid for by Butterfingers. I had my first session with Lucy, who was wearing a gigantic cricket jumper as a dress, which obviously immediately made me like her. "Are you healed?" Rachel asks me, plonking a coffee down on my desk. I blow Rachel a kiss as she makes her way over to her screen. As per usual, we continue the conversation on Instant Messenger. I literally told her the most embarrassing stuff about me within 10 minutes of meeting her. "Did you tell her about when you vomited in your hair on the night bus?" "Oh, well, that didn't actually come up. She didn't really say much. I kind of figured some stuff out all on my own, which I totally couldn't have done without her sitting there. So weird." "What kind of stuff?" "Like, Justin was cruel sometimes, and controlling." Can I just say, I officially stand corrected on the Justin issue. Gertie is right. He's scum of the earth. You realise you just typed, Gertie is right. I forbid you to tell her. Screenshot already sent. Bitch! All right, so you'll go again? 3 sessions this week. I have this fear that because the first flashback happened when that Ken guy kissed me... Yes? What if Justin has, reprogrammed me, and I will never be able to kiss a man again? I mean, that is fucking terrifying. Thanks, Rachel. You should see someone about that. Tiffy, do you have a minute? Calls the head of editorial. Shit. Do you have a minute is always bad. What's Katrin done? She uploaded a picture of her vagina on Twitter, as she threatens to do literally every time I ask her to do another interview at Martin's request. I follow him into his office. Tiffy, he begins, perching on the edge of his desk. I know it's been a busy few months for you. I swallow. Oh, it's been fine, I say. You've done a fantastic job with Catherine's book, he says. It really is a stellar piece of publishing. You spotted that trend. No, you shaped it. Really, top-notch. I blink, bewildered. I've been publishing crochet books ever since I started at Butterfingers. We are so impressed with your recent work, Tiffy, that we'd like to promote you to editor, he says. Thanks, I squeak. I just didn't expect ever to get promoted. Literally, ever. It's extremely well-deserved, he says, smiling benevolently. Thanks so much, I gush, and then I feel a bit pathetic, because they should have promoted me 2 years ago. I draw myself up to my full height. I'd better get back to work, I say. Senior people always like to hear you say that. Absolutely, he says. HR will send over details of the salary increase, etc. I like the sound of that, etc.
Congratulations on the promotion. Made you a mushroom stroganoff to celebrate. Kiss.
I smile. The note is stuck on the fridge. I rest my forehead against the fridge door for a moment, then reach for a pen. Thank you. I just wondered if you wanted to maybe go out for a drink this weekend or something to celebrate with me? Kiss, kiss. Waiting for the reply makes me wish for the very first time that Leon and I communicated via WhatsApp like normal people. I'd kill for a little double blue tick right now. Then, when I get home...
Can't come for a drink, unfortunately, as I'm off hunting Johnny Whites. This one is in Brighton.
Then, just below...
If you fancy a trip to the seaside, you could come too.
I totally love the seaside. Where do you want to meet? Kiss, kiss.
Victoria Station at 10:30 on Saturday. It's a date. Kiss. It's a date. Should have written see you there. Instead I said it's a date. I'm not a person who says things like it's a date, even when it is. I'm under the departure boards at London Victoria Station when she finally appears. There's no danger of missing her. She's in a canary yellow jacket and her orange-red hair is thrown over her shoulders. On the train, she chooses us a table seat. I decide it's less awkward to sit facing one another. But as I slide into the seat, realise this way is very eye-contacty. Me. So, whole bottle of gin.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was at this book launch, then Justin turned up and... Anyway, lots of gin was involved in the aftermath.
Frown. The ex? That's weird.
I thought that too at first, and wondered if he'd tracked me down or something, but if he wanted to see me, he could have just come to my flat, judging by that bunch of flowers.
Me catching up. Wait, you didn't tell him where you live?
No, I'm not sure how he found me. Facebook or something, probably.
She rolls her eyes like it's a minor irritation, but I'm still frowning. Have nasty suspicion I know men like this from my mother's life.
When we reach Brighton, the sun is shining. From outside the station, I can see streets of white townhouses stretching out ahead of us, dotted with the sorts of pubs and cafes that everyone in London would overpay to have on their street corner. Leon has arranged to meet Mr. White on the pier. When we reach the seafront, I let out an involuntary squeal of excitement. I reach into my bag and get out my big floppy 1950s sun hat, yanking it onto my head.
What a hat!
What a day! I counter, spreading my arms out wide. He grins.
To the pier?
My hat bobs as I nod. To the pier.
We spot Johnny White without any difficulty. Very old man sitting on end of pier. Tiffy climbs onto the railings to join him. Tiffy to JW the 6th.
Hello, are you Mr. White?
The old man turns. He's beaming. JW the 6th. I am indeed. Are you Leon? Me. I'm Leon. Pleased to meet you, sir. JW the 6th's beam widens. JW the 6th. The pleasure's all mine. Will you join me? Tiffy has already swung her feet over. Me. We're here for a friend. A Mr. Pryor? A seagull calls behind us, and Johnny White the 6th gives a little start. Me. Robert Pryor. Think he served in the same regiment as you during the... JW the 6th's smile drops. He holds up a hand to stop me. JW the 6th. That's not my favourite topic of conversation.
Hey, Mr. White, how about we go somewhere to cool off? I've not got the complexion for this sort of sunshine.
JW the 6th. An English rose, and what a beautiful one. He turns to me. You're a lucky man, finding a woman like that. They don't make 'em that way anymore. Me. Oh no, she's not.
I'm not...
We're actually just...
Flatmates.
JW the 6th. Oh! Looks between the two of us. JW the 6th. Anyhow, the best way to cool off around here is to go for a dip. He gestures towards the beach. Me. I didn't bring trunks. But at the same time, Tiffy is saying...
I will if you will, Mr. White.
Tiffy is full of surprises. Tiffy shoots me a delighted look as we dump our bags on the pebbles.
Isn't this brilliant?
She mouths at me. This Johnny White is fast becoming my favourite, I have to admit.
I haven't felt like this in way too long. Laughing, tripping, my hair in my face, I wriggle out of my jeans. Leon is behind us. I glance back and he's grinning too. Mr. White is down to his briefs. Ready? I yell at him. Mr. White doesn't need telling twice. He's wading into the sea already. Come on, I shout at Leon, running backwards into the water. Come on, Johnny White shouts from the sea, where he's already doing breaststroke. It's lovely. I'm in up to my hips now, and I bite my lip against the cold of the water. Suddenly I'm underwater, and all I can think about is a searing pain in my ankle. I shriek and swallow a gulp of seawater so salty it burns the back of my throat. My hands flail. I'm twisted, spinning. Everything's flashes of water and sky. I must have twisted my ankle, some distant corner of my brain registers. I can feel strong hands scrabbling to get a grip on my body. It's Leon, and he's hauling me up out of the water, pulling me close. I reach for him and he kicks out until he can find his footing. I'm so dizzy, everything is sliding back and forth. I can't breathe. I grip his sodden t-shirt, retching and coughing as he lays me down on the beach. I can't stop coughing. I vomit great spurts of water onto the wet shingle, my vision still spinning. My ankle throbs. I'm gasping. There can't possibly be any more water inside me. Leon is wrapping me in my jacket.
You're okay. Think you've sprained your ankle, Tiffy, and you swallowed a lot of water.
Johnny White VI suggests taking me to the bunny hop inn. I vomit again and rest my forehead on the pebbles. Then Leon picks me up and carries me. I let my head fall against his chest. "Babs!" Johnny White VI is shouting. "Babs!" Leon is backing up the stairs, then lying me down on a gloriously soft bed and pulling the pillows up behind me. Someone is spreading thick, scratchy blankets over me. Someone knocks at the door, and then a middle-aged lady appears with 2 steaming mugs of hot chocolate. "I took the liberty of making yours an Irish one," the woman says, giving me a wink. "I'm Babs. You 2 are staying here tonight. No arguments. It's on the house." The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. Coming up, Episode 7 of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, where we find Tiffy and Leon dining by candlelight in the Bunny Hop Inn in Brighton.
We're at a rickety wooden table with a sea view and a teapot with a big fat candle stuck in it. Tiffy has her foot up and resting on a cushion. Her hair is thrown back and blazing against the sunset over the sea. She's like a Renaissance painting. I've barely thought about anything but her all day, even before all the drowning started. Sticky toffee pudding arrives. It's enormous and drenched in toffee sauce. Tiffy makes an excited noise which makes my stomach clench. Ridiculous. Can't be getting turned on by a woman moaning about pudding.
Leon is definitely tipsy too. The waiter starts clearing the last bits and pieces from our table. We should go to bed, shouldn't we?
Probably. Is Bab still about?
He asks the waiter. He shakes his head. She went home.
Ah, did she say which room was mine?
The waiter looks at me, then Leon, then me again. He says, "I think she assumed... It's all right. We're used to sharing a bed." "Right," says the waiter.
Not at the same time. We share a bed at different times.
"Right," the waiter repeats. "It's a big bed," I tell Leon. "It's fine. We can just share." I'm okay, but I let him put his arm around me to help support me as I hop-walk. Leon lays me on the bed. His face only inches from mine as he gently takes his arm from underneath me to settle my head on the pillows. We stare at one another, our gazes locked, just a breath or two between us. The moment hangs taut, charged with possibility. Then he pulls back. turning his head aside with a quick sigh as if he was holding his breath. Oof. I pull back too, suddenly uncertain. I'm sure he was thinking about kissing me. Maybe I did something wrong. Or maybe the Justin curse has stretched to ruining kisses before they even begin. I wonder if I should take the lead and kiss him. But what if I've misunderstood the situation? We should probably go to sleep, I say.
Yeah.
His voice is low and quiet. Well, I guess that's that then.
Her messages are cheeky, flirty, noisily her. This was the first after the weekend in Brighton.
So, hey, roomie. How's the transition back to nocturnal life gone today? I wanted to write and say thanks again for whisking me out of the sea. Just make sure you fall in a large body of water at some point so I can return the favour. Kiss, kiss.
Mine are stilted and overthought. Eventually, on Wednesday, I leave this one on the kitchen counter. Weekend plans? ? Kiss. Her reply.
Well, I'll be home alone this weekend. Do you fancy coming over and cooking me your mushroom stroganoff? Kiss, kiss.
Arrive at the flat at 5ish. Weird, being here at a weekend. It's her flat now. Key and door. I try to spring up from the beanbag, but that would be impossible even for a person with thighs of steel. So Tiffy walks in to find me in a half-squat, attempting to extricate myself. She looks beautiful. Tight blue top and a long, floaty grey skirt with bright pink shoes. She limps over to examine the pot on the hob.
Smells amazing.
Something told me you'd like mushroom stroganoff. She smiles over her shoulder, and I want to move behind her, put my arms around her waist and kiss her neck.
That was in your cubbyhole downstairs, by the way.
She points to a small white envelope on the kitchen counter, addressed to me. I open it. It's an invite, handwritten. Dear Leon, I am having a birthday party on Sunday because I'm going to be 8. Please come. Bring your friend Tiffy who likes knitting. Holly, XOXOXOXOXOX. Smile and show it to Tiffy. Maybe not what you had planned for tomorrow? Tiffy looking delighted.
She remembers me. We're totally going. We're sitting on the sofa in front of our television with wine glasses in our hands and our legs touching. Go on, I say, nudging him with my knee. Tell me the truth. He looks shifty. Tell me.
Much shorter,
he says reluctantly. Shorter? That's it. You told me that already.
And dumpier.
Dumpier! I crow. This was the stuff I was after. I lean into him, relishing the feeling. Short and dumpy. And what else?
I thought you would dress weirdly.
Well, I do.
And you?
He asks, shifting his hold on me to take another sip of his wine.
What did you think I'd look like?
I cheated and looked you up on Facebook, I admit. Leon looks shocked, wine halfway to his mouth.
I didn't even think of that.
Then...
Ah...
Leon says suddenly, catching sight of the time on my Peter Pan clock on top of the fridge. midnight.
It's late.
He looks at me worriedly. I shrug. That's okay.
Can't get back to Mam's now. Last train was at 12:10.
He looks pained.
I'll just sleep on the sofa.
The sofa is tiny. My heart's thumping. Look, you have your side, I have mine. We've shared a bed before, I say, moving closer.
Not sure this will be quite as straightforward.
On impulse, I lean forwards and press my lips lightly to his cheek. I sit back and meet his eyes. The look he gives me sends a jolt through me, and now it's as if 80% of my body has suddenly become heartbeat. So I kiss him again. A proper kiss. Leon's body is hard and warm, and all I can think about is getting all of these clothes out of the way so I can be as close to it as possible. I break away from him for just long enough to wriggle out of my top.
God.
His voice is hoarse.
Look at you.
Nothing you've not seen before, I remind him.
Bed?
His lips back up on my neck. I nod. He gets up first, then, as I shift to stand, bends to pick me up again and carry me. I can walk fine, I protest.
It's our thing. Plus, it's faster.
He's right. He's laid me out on the bed in seconds, and then he's on top of me. I can hardly breathe, I'm so turned on. It's absurd.
We both freeze. I lift my head to look at her. Her cheeks are flushed red, her lips swollen from kissing, and her hair lies in a tangle of orange against the white pillows. Impossibly sexy. Me. For you.
What? No.
But nobody I know thinks I'm here at weekends.
I can't do thinking right now.
I press my lips against hers again, but the doorbell rings for a second time.
They'll go away.
This suddenly seems like by far the best suggestion. Her body is incredible. Doorbell rings again, and again, 5-second intervals.
Fuck. I'll go.
No, I'll go. I can wear a towel and pretend I was in the shower. Doorbell now non-stop. Whoever they are, I hate them. Pull myself away from Tiffy and reach for towel on radiator as I stumble through from bedroom to hall. We'll just answer door, punch person who has interrupted us, then head back to bed. I press the button to let them up, then throw open the front door and wait. The man who appears in the doorway is nobody I've met before. He's tall, built in the way that suggests he spends a lot of time in the gym. Brown hair, perfectly trimmed beard, expensive shirt, angry eyes. Suddenly have a bad feeling about this. Wish I was wearing more than a towel. Me. Can I help you? He looks confused. Isn't this Tiffy's place? Me. Yes, I'm her flatmate. Angry-eyed man does not look happy at all at this information. Well, is she in? Sorry, I didn't catch your name. Gives me long, angry stare. I'm Justin. No, she's not in. I thought she had this place at weekends. Did she tell you that? Justin looks shifty for a moment. Yeah, she mentioned it when I saw her last. Your arrangement, the whole bed-sharing thing. She definitely wouldn't have told Justin about that. Me. Room sharing. But yes, she normally has the place on weekends, but she's away. Justin. Where? Shrug. Look bored. Simultaneously stand that little bit taller just so he clocks we're the same height. How should I know? Can I see the place? Just have a look around. He's already moving towards me like he's coming in. I don't move. No, sorry, you can't. He senses my hostility now. He's riled. He was already angry when he got here. He's like dog on leash, snapping for a fight. Why not? Because it's my flat. And Tiffy's. She's my... Your what? Justin doesn't finish the lie. He knows, perhaps, that I will at least know whether Tiffy is single or in relationship. It's complicated, but I can promise you she wouldn't mind me checking this place is up to standard for her. You can't come in. Justin squares up to me. I'm wearing nothing but a towel around my waist. We're eye to eye. Really don't think Tiffy would enjoy it coming to a fight. Me. I've got a girl in there, man. Justin jerks his head back. He wasn't expecting that. So I'd appreciate it if you... His eyes narrow. Justin. Who is it? Me. What does it matter to you? Justin. It's not Tiffy, then? Me. I just told you. Justin. Yeah, she's away this weekend. He tries to push past me, but I'm ready for it. I put my weight into him, knocking him off balance. Me. Get out of here, now. I don't know what your problem is, but as soon as you entered my flat, you broke the law. So if you don't want me to call the police, then get the fuck out of here. I can see his nostrils flaring. He wants to fight. It's taking all his energy not to. I'm almost hoping he'll punch me. He doesn't, though. His eyes flick to the bedroom door, and then take in the sight of my jeans spread out on the floor. Thank God Tiffy's clothes aren't visible. Justin. I'll be back to see Tiffy. He backs out. Me. Maybe call ahead next time to check she's in and wants to see you. Slam the door behind him.
I mean, nobody would say it's nice, having your ex-boyfriend turn up as you're getting with the new guy, but surely nobody else would be quite this upset. I am shaking. When the door to the flat slams, I jump as though someone's pulled a trigger. It's ridiculous. My face is wet with tears. Is he definitely gone?
I waited until I heard the building door close too. He's gone.
Why was he so angry? Was he always like that and I've just forgotten? Leon shifts across the bed and pulls me in against him, lying me down so he's behind me, my body tucked into his.
He can feel he's losing his grip on you. He's scared.
Well, I'm not going back this time. Leon kisses my shoulder. Will you just stay with me?
Of course.
I just want to go to sleep.
Then sleep it is.
He reaches around for the Brixton blanket, pulling it over the two of us, and then leans to flick off the lamp. The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. This is episode 8 of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, in which Leon lures Tiffy along to 8-year-old Holly's birthday party, and Tiffy lures Leon along to a Welsh castle.
Streams of children are darting in and out of the front door when we arrive for Holly's party. Inside, eventually locate Holly sitting on stairs and realise why she was so hard to spot. She looks completely transformed. Bright eyes, hair thicker and healthier. Holly. Leon! She skids downstairs, then stops short at bottom. She's dressed as Elsa from Frozen, much like every girl hosting a birthday party in the Western Hemisphere since 2013. Holly. Where's Tiffy? Me. She's here too. She's just gone to the bathroom. Holly links her arm through mine and drags me off to the living room to try and feed me small sausage rolls that have been fingered by many unclean children. Holly. Are you dating Tiffy yet? I stare down at her, plastic cup of tropical juice halfway to mouth. Holly does her classic eye roll, thus convincing me that she is still the same person, not chubbier lookalike. Holly. Come on! You two are meant to be! I look around nervously, hoping Tiffy is not within hearing. Me. As it happens. Holly. Yes! I knew it! Have you told her you love her? Me. It's a bit soon for that. Holly. Well, have you told her you like her? Me. She definitely knows. Holly narrows eyes. Holly. Does she, Leon? I'll tell her anyway. And she's off, darting through the crowd. Shit. I eventually find them together in the kitchen. Tiffy is leaning down to hear her, smiling, hair shining red gold under the overbright kitchen lights. I step in and pull Tiffy towards me, reaching over to ruffle Holly's hair. Weird, clairvoyant child.
You are going to love me, Rachel says, standing on tiptoes to talk to me over my wall of pot plants. Why? What have you done? Have you bought me a castle? She stares at me. It is so weird you just said that. I stare back at her. Why? Have you actually bought me a castle? Obviously not, she says, but this does involve a castle. I swing my legs out from under the desk. This conversation requires tea. We take our usual route to the kitchen, doubling back to avoid the head of editorial and MD's desks. Go, talk, I tell Rachel as we step into the safety of the kitchen. Well, you know that illustrator I commissioned for our bricklayer-turned-designer's second book, who's a Lord somebody? Sure, Lordy Lord Illustrator, I say. This is how Rachel and I refer to him. Well, Lordy Lord has come up with literally the perfect solution for Catherine's photo shoot. He owns a Welsh castle, Rachel finishes, that we can use. You're serious? Absolutely. This weekend. And because it's so far to drive, he said he'll put us up for Saturday night. Lordy Lord Illustrator is insisting that I bring Katrin. She claps her hands with glee. And you'll be coming, obviously, because Katrin won't do anything unless you're there to shield her from the horrors that are Martin and Hannah. Welsh Castle weekends! Now we just need to find models willing to work for free in 2 days' time. I'd really hoped that I could spend some of the weekend with Leon. You know, naked. I tried to rally. A weekend away with you and Katrin is going to be hilarious. Remind me what this stud looks like, Rachel says, shifting so I can get the milk from the fridge. Only Rachel could say stud without irony. Reckon he'd model for free? Leon? Model? Why not? Well, he'd hate it, surely. Go on, ask, Rachel insists. And I'll sort it with Martin. Once I give him this castle, he'll be kissing my arse for days. It's very tricky to know exactly how to broach this conversation. So, I begin, pulling my cardigan closer around me. You're free this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's eating his Brinner at the hospice while talking to me. So, I have to go to a Welsh castle for the weekend to take photos of knitwear with Katrin because I am her personal carer.
Okay.
But I really want to see you, I say, before I can second-guess myself. And Rachel has come up with a potentially terrible idea which could actually be really fun. Leon says, sounding a little nervous. How would you feel about a free weekend in a Welsh castle with me in exchange for modelling some knitwear while you're there to go on the Butterfingers social media? I wait to give him some time. You hate the idea, I say, feeling my cheeks go pink. The pause is excruciating. And then...
All right, then. Sounds like a relatively small price to pay for a weekend away with you. Are you modelling too?
Oh, Martin probably thinks I'm too big.
Will I meet this Martin we like so much?
And yeah, Martin will be coordinating the whole thing. He'll be especially insufferable because he'll be in charge.
October. So, I'm standing in between two suits of armour, wearing a woolly jumper, staring into the middle distance. My life has got stranger with Tiffy in it. She's helping Katrin style us models. The other two are waif-like teens. Martin is staring at them as if they're edible. Lordy Lord Illustrator flits around set. He is a pleasant, posh gentleman. His castle is a little ramshackle, but it has rooms and suitably epic views, so everyone seems happy. Except Martin. Why does he glare at me so much? Martin. All right, let's take a 20-minute break. I make a run for it before he can commandeer me into doing something other than talking to Tiffy. What is that man's problem with me?
Really, I've no idea. He's even more of a dick to you than the rest of us, though, isn't he?
Rachel in a hiss from behind me. Run! Flee! Incoming! Tiffy doesn't need telling twice. She grabs my hand and drags me away in the direction of the front hall. Katrin shouting after us. Are you leaving me to deal with him on my own? Tiffy pulls me into ornate nook that looks as if it might once have housed a statue and kisses me hard on the mouth.
All this staring at you all day is unbearable.
Her body presses mine.
Next weekend, it'll be just the two of us, alone, in our flat. And if anyone interrupts us, I will personally have them executed.
Pull back, search her face. Have I not told her?
What? What is it?
Richie's trial is on Friday. Sorry, I'm staying at Mam's for the weekend afterwards. Didn't I tell you?
No, you didn't tell me. Leon, I'm so sorry.
I'm confused now. Why is she sorry?
I wanted to be there, but it's Catherine's book launch on the Friday. I can't believe this. Will you tell Richie to call when I'm in the flat so I can apologise properly?
You really wanted to come to his appeal?
Yes, Leon. I really, really wanted to come.
Poke her in the cheek with one finger.
Ow! What was that for?
You're real. A real-life human female.
Yes, I'm real, you idiot.
Implausible. How are you so nice and also very pretty? You're a myth, no?
It's first thing on Friday. The day. Leon is at his mum's place. They're going to court together. Rachel and Mo are at mine. Mo's tagging along to the book launch. Gertie pops in with Mo when he arrives for a quick cursory hug. Just so you know, Mo and Gertie are totally shagging, Rachel tells me, passing me my hairbrush. I stare at her in the mirror. Mo and Gertie are not shagging, I say, coming to my senses and snatching the hairbrush. I'm attempting to tame my mane into a sleek updo from one of our DIY hairstyling books. You know I can always tell, Rachel says, matter-of-factly. Anyway, I'm pretty sure Mo is asexual. Belatedly, I check that the bathroom door is closed. Mo is in the living room. You want to think that because of the whole he's like a brother to you thing, but he came on to my friend Kelly at a party last summer. I cannot handle these sorts of revelations right now, I say, spitting out the hairpins. Come here, Rachel says, as she takes the hairbrush, smooths out the damage I have done so far, and flicks through the updo instructions with one hand. Rachel has outdone herself. My hair is all smooth and shiny, knotted at the nape of my neck in a series of mysterious swirls. The side effect, though, is that a copious amount of my chest is on show. Oh well, this is my night too. I'm the acquiring editor. I'm perfectly entitled to dress inappropriately. Katrin is a tiny black-clad stick figure on the stage. Behind her, blown up to terrifying proportions, she's repeated in close-up. "Look!" Rachel hisses suddenly, poking me in the ribs. "It's Tasha Chai Latte!" A young woman dressed in a subtle lilac cocktail dress has just entered the crowd, a staggeringly attractive boyfriend in tow. An intimidating man in a tux follows the two of them, their bodyguard, presumably. Tasha Chai Latte's impossibly handsome boyfriend has pulled a compact, expensive-looking video camera out of his satchel. Oh my God, she's going to put the event on her YouTube channel. We'll be famous! Tasha's boyfriend lifts the camera, training it on Tasha's face. "Amazing lady," Tasha is saying. "You know how I feel about supporting real artists, and that's exactly what Katrin is." The crowd bursts into applause. Katrin has finished her demonstration. "And now a few thank yous," Katrin says from the stage. "This is it," Rachel whispers excitedly. "She'll definitely mention you." Katrin starts by thanking her entire network of friends and family, which turns out to be extensive to the point of absurdity. "And finally," Katrin says grandly, "there are two people who I just had to save until last." Well, that can't be me. It'll be a mum and dad or something. "These two have worked so hard to make Crochet Your Way possible, and even better than that, they believed in me from the very start." Rachel and I turn to stare at one another. "Rachel, Tiffy, will you get up here, please? I have something for you both," Katrin says grandly. I have never regretted an outfit choice more than I do now. I have to get up on stage in front of 1,000 people wearing something that only just covers my nipples. Katrin kisses me on the cheek and hands me an enormous bouquet of lilies. The crowd is clapping. The lights are so bright when you're up here. I think that's why I don't really notice the commotion until it reaches the front of the crowd. Eventually a figure vaults onto the stage. I can't really see properly. I recognise the voice, though. "Can I have the mic?" says Justin, because of course, implausibly, impossibly, the figure pushing his way through the crowd is Justin's. Katherine's passed him the mic before she's even thought about it. "That's Justin," he asks, he gets. He turns to face me. "Tiffy Moore," he says. "Look at me." As though he's holding me on strings, my head snaps around and my eyes meet his. "Tiffy Moore," he begins again. "I have been lost without you." Then Justin drops down on one knee. All at once I am aware of the crowd's reaction. They coo and "Ah!" "Please," I begin. "Tiffany Moore," he says. "Will you marry me?" As the silence stretches taut, it seems to tighten around my throat. I open my mouth and speak, but without the microphone my voice is lost behind the lilies. Even I can't hear my answer. "She said yes!" Justin yells, standing up, stretching his arms out wide. "She said yes!" The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. Coming up, episode 9 of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, where Tiffy finally stands up to Justin's bullying and Leon is on tenterhooks in court, where his brother's appeal is finally being heard.
The expert witness Gertie has called is a CCTV analyst and enhancer, and she has told the court that the 2 clips they have seen are not of the same bloke. The first bloke is clearly drunk, zigzagging. The guy who is not Richie walks much straighter and doesn't fumble when he reaches for the knife. Step outside in the break and switch on my phone. Can't believe how well it's going in there. Every single thing Gertie says is so conclusive. The judges keep nodding. Wish I could call Tiffy. Instead, I check Tasha Chai Latte's Facebook page. Tiffy says she's filming the book launch. There's already a video on her page with thousands of views. I watch, settling down on bench outside the court building. It's Catherine's thank you speech. Camera jolts, someone pushing through to the front. As he jumps up onto the stage, I realise who it is. Video cuts after Tiffy said yes. Surprising how truly terrible it feels.
Justin pulls me off the stage to the wings. As soon as we're through the curtain, I yank my hand from his grasp. We're in a narrow, black-walled space to the side of the stage, which is empty, aside from a black-clad man with a walkie-talkie. I'm shaking all over. Rachel bursts through the curtain behind us. "Tiffy!" "Tiffy?" calls someone else. "It's Mo. You know I didn't say yes," I say flatly. Justin's eyes widen. "What do you mean?" I shake my head. "You can't make me believe something that I know isn't true." There's a flicker behind his eyes. Maybe he's thinking, I already have, plenty of times. "Not anymore," I say. "It's gaslighting. It's a form of abuse." Seeing him waver sends a rush of fearful excitement through me. "You did say yes," he says. "I heard you. And you do want to marry me, don't you, Tiffy? We belong together." He tries to reach for my hand. The whole thing is so obviously a performance. I pull back and, quick as a flash, Rachel reaches out and slaps his outstretched hand away from me. "I think you should leave, Justin," Mo says. "Can I ask you something?" I say suddenly. "How did you even know I was working on this book? And on that cruise ship?" He scoffs, giving me the first unpleasant, disparaging look of the evening. "Your mate Martin has been giving me tip-offs," he says. "Quiet!" the sound guy hisses. We all ignore him. "Can't we go somewhere quieter, just the 2 of us, Tiffy?" "I don't want to go anywhere with you, Justin," I say, taking a deep, shaky breath. "And I don't want to marry you. I want you to leave me alone." He just looks perplexed, irritated. "You don't mean that," he begins. "Oh, she does," says Mo. "You, out," the irate sound guy says firmly to Justin, clearly identifying him as the root cause of all the noise, and steps towards him, and Justin backs away. He's gone. But I feel a sickening fear that I won't ever be able to shake him.
Somehow find my feet and get back to the courtroom. Mechanically, I smile at Richie. Fail to feel anything. Gertie is summing up. Then, with peculiar lack of fanfare, it's over. We all stand, judges leave, Richie is taken away. We walk through the court building in silence, Gertie tapping away at her phone. Then Gertie gives a little gasp, hand to mouth, glance over, dull-eyed, and notice that she is watching the video play out on Facebook. Gertie. She wouldn't. Me. She would. You know people do. Suddenly, more than anything, I need to get away from here. Me. We won't get a verdict over the weekend, will we? Gertie. No, it'll be next week. Thanks. And I'm gone. All I can think about is Justin, arms out, yelling, "She said yes," to the whooping crowd. 3 missed calls from Tiffy. Can't talk to her. Don't want to hear her explain herself. I turn my phone off. I think about going home, but home is full of Tiffy. I have nowhere to go. There's always room for another nurse in the hospice.
Gertie's calling. I pick up. Hello? My voice sounds strangely flat, even to me. What the fuck is wrong with you, Tiffany? The shock makes me cry again. Give me that, Mo says. He looks really angry. What the hell do you think you're doing? He says into the phone. Oh yeah? You watched a video, did you? And it didn't occur to you to ask Tiffy what happened? My eyes widen. A video. And then it dawns on me. Tasha Chai Latte, filming the whole thing. Martin organised that, presumably, which means Justin would have known about it. No wonder he was so keen to make sure everyone caught my reply to his big question. He needed it for the camera. Mo, I say urgently, ask Gertie where Leon is. Call him again. Tiff, his phone is still off, Mo says gently. Try calling from yours. Maybe he's screening my calls. He doesn't know me well enough to know I'd never do this to him, I say, twisting my hands together. He probably just thinks... Oh, God. Whatever he thinks, it's fixable, Mo assures me. We just need to wait until he's ready to talk. He's had a tough day too, going to court with Richie. I know, I snap at Mo. I'm sorry. I shouldn't snap at you. I'm just angry with myself. Gertie's calling now, Mo says, holding out my phone to me. I don't want to speak to her. Shall I answer? Do what you like. She's your girlfriend. I'm being childish, obviously, but I want to scream at Gertie. She had the chance to tell Leon I would never do something like that to him, and she didn't. She can't find Leon, Mo tells me after a moment. She really wants to speak to you, Tiffy. She wants to apologise. I shake my head. I'm not ready to be done feeling angry just because she wants to apologise. She's argued for a legal call with Richie when he gets to the prison, Mo says. It's ridiculous, really, that a man in prison with only one phone call was the best option for getting hold of Leon. I know Leon thinks I've gone back to Justin. I've gone through desperate panic, and now I'm thinking that he should have more fucking faith in me. But I guess Leon thought I was just too broken to fix myself. Gertie's name lights up my phone screen, and with a flash of anger I pick up this time. What? I say. I am awful, Gertie says, talking very fast. I should never have assumed that you would go back to Justin. I am so sorry. I pause, taken aback. Gertie and I have fought plenty of times, but she's never said sorry right away like that, unprompted. Tiffy, are you all right? Gertie says. I am really, really angry with you, I tell Gertie, because I know I don't sound it. I just sound sad and tired, and like I want my best friend. Absolutely. Me too. Furious. I'm the worst. And Mo isn't talking to me either, if that helps. That doesn't help, I say reluctantly. We sit in companionable silence for a while. I really hate Justin, I say miserably. You know, I think he did this mostly to break up me and Leon. I don't think he would actually even marry me. He would just leave me again, once he was sure he'd got me back. The man needs castrating, Gertie says firmly. I fiddle with the Brixton blanket. All this mess has made me realise I really like Leon, Gertie. Really like him. I sniff, wiping my eyes. I wish he had at least asked me whether I actually said yes. He's in shock and drained after the session in court. He's built this day up in his head for months. Justin, as ever, has impeccably dreadful timing. Give it a little time. I shake my head. I don't know. Have faith, Tiffy. After all, isn't that what you're asking from him?
The junior doctor on shift says a morphine dose on Coral Ward needs countersigning. Pause. There's a man in a brown suit outside the ward, forearms on knees, staring at the floor. He's very old, white-haired. Familiar. I know that posture. That's the posture of a man mustering courage. Takes a little while for it to click, but that white-haired man staring at the floor is Johnny White the 6th from Brighton. Looks like I found Mr. Pryor's Johnny after all, even if it took him a little while to admit it. Look at him, aged 92. He's tracked Mr. Pryor down, put his best suit on, travelled all the way up from the coast. All for a man he loved a lifetime ago. Mr. Pryor has days to live, hours possibly. Johnny White looks up, sees me. Johnny White. Is he dead? His voice comes out husky. Me. No, you're not too late. Except he is, really. How much did it hurt to come all this way, knowing it was just to say goodbye? Johnny White. It took me a while to find him, after you visited. Me. You should have said something. Johnny White. Yes. I step forward, take the seat beside him. Johnny White. I was thinking about leaving when I saw you. Me. You've made it to here. There's just the doors now. Johnny White. Are you sure he'll want to see me? Me. He may not be conscious, Mr. White, but even so I have no doubt he'll be happier with you there. Johnny White stands, squares his Hollywood chiselled jaw. Johnny White. Well, better late than never. He pushes his way through the double doors. I get up. Time to go home. It's 2 a.m. Turn on my phone as I jog for the bus, heartbeat thumping high in my throat. Endless missed calls and messages. I stare at them, startled. Don't know where to start. Don't have to, though, because the phone buzzes into life with an unknown London number almost as soon as I've turned it on. Me. Hello? My voice is wobbly. Richie. Oh, thank fuck for that. The guard is getting really tetchy. Me. Are you all right? Richie. Am I all right? I'm fine, you big bellend. Other than being mightily pissed off with you and Gertie. Me. What? Richie. Tiffy. She didn't say yes. That mad Justin bloke just answered for her. Didn't you notice? Stop, stock still 10 yards from bus stop. I can't absorb it. Swallow, feel a bit sick. Richie. Yeah, Gertie rang her and started laying into her for going back to Justin. Then Mo went mental at her. Told her she was a terrible friend for not having enough faith in Tiffy to at least ask the question before assuming she'd gone back to him. I find my voice. Me. Is Tiffy all right? Richie. She'd be a lot better if she could speak to you, man. Me. I was already on my way, but... Richie. You were? Yes. Had a visit from the ghost of Christmas future. Richie. Confused. Bit early in the year for that sort of thing, isn't it? Lean against the bus shelter. What was I doing? Coming here, wasting all that time. Richie. Hey, bro, just go fix it, okay? Just go tell Tiffy you're sorry, and you fucked up, and you were raised by an abused single mother, and basically had to look after your younger brother. Just get her back, because that woman is the best thing that's ever happened to you. All right?
The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds. In the final episode of The Flatshare by Beth O'Leary, Leon turns up at the flat with a huge apologetic bouquet of flowers, and exciting news from the Court of Appeal is on its way. Leon calling. I've waited all night to see those words. Hello?
Hey.
His voice sounds ragged and strangely unfamiliar. I wait for him to say something else, staring out from the balcony at the traffic sliding by below.
I am holding an enormous bunch of flowers.
I don't say anything.
But I've realised Justin also left you an enormous bunch of flowers. So now I'm thinking flowers, not so good. Then I thought I'd just come home and tell you in person, but then I realised once I got here that I left my key to the flat at Mam's place because I'm supposed to be staying there tonight.
That might be the longest I've ever heard Leon speak in one go. So where are you now? I ask eventually.
Look up. Opposite pavement by the bakery.
I see him now. He's silhouetted against the bright yellow light of the bakery sign.
I'm guessing you're feeling very hurt,
he says. His voice is gentle, and it makes me melt. I'm crying again.
I am so sorry, Tiffy. You needed me today, and I wasn't there for you.
I did need you, I sob. He's crossing the road now, coming over to this side of the pavement. He's looking up at me.
Whoa.
Leon says, voice dropping so I can only just catch the words.
You look incredible.
I look down at myself, a little surprised to find I'm still wearing the off-the-shoulder dress from the party. I am never going back to Justin, I shout. A car alarm goes off somewhere nearby, which I know is coincidental, but still feels pretty good. Now all I need is a cat to yowl and a bunch of dustbins to fall over.
Look what you've been able to do. How brave you've been. And that's how I want to be, okay?
Leon shouts. I rest my hands on the railing and look down at him. Don't be doing too much changing now. I like you as you are. He grins.
Well, Tiffy Moore, I like you too. I really, really like you. Catch.
And then he chucks the bouquet up to me, and with a dangerous lunge towards the railings, I manage to catch it. It takes enormous effort to concentrate on work, but in the end I manage it. I am researching a new trend in cupcake icing when I get the call. I realise that I will always remember this website about icing bag nozzles. It's that kind of call.
Tiffy?
Yeah?
He's out. Richie.
Oh my God. Say it again.
Richie is out. Not guilty. He'll be at our place tonight.
I let out a shriek that sends every single person in the office staring my way. We're all at the flat in the evening to welcome Richie. Leon jumps up and heads to the door. I hear Mo or Gertie lift the receiver to let Richie up into the building. I wait to hear Richie's voice at our front door, hanging back to give him and Leon the moment they've been waiting for. Instead, I hear Justin. I want to talk to you, he says.
Oh, hello, Justin.
Leon says. I suddenly feel like screaming. He does not get to come here and do this to me. I want him gone, really gone. Not just out of my life, but out of my head as well. I'm going to make the most of this current wave of crazy, angry confidence. I round the corner. Justin is squared up in the doorway, broad-muscled and visibly angry. Justin, I say, moving to stand beside Leon. I rest a hand on the door, ready to slam it closed. I'm here to talk to Leon. Justin doesn't even look at me. I recoil despite myself.
If you're thinking of proposing to me too, the answer's no.
Leon says pleasantly. Justin's hands bunch into fists at the joke. Watch that foot, Justin, says Gertie sharply from behind me. If it gets any closer to being inside this flat, your lawyer will have a lot to talk to me about. I watch the thought hit Justin. I don't remember your friends being this interfering when we were together, Tiffy. He snarls the words. He's drunk. Oh, we wanted to be, Mo says. I take a deep, shaky breath. Leaving me was the best thing you ever did for me, Justin. We're done. That's it. Leave me alone. We're not done, he says, impatiently. I'm getting a restraining order. I choke out before he can say anything else. No, you're not, Justin scoffs. Stop being such a child. I slam the door in his face so hard everyone jumps. Fuck! Justin yells from the other side of the door. And then there's the sound of a fist being rammed into the door and the handle rattles hard. I let out a little whimper despite myself, backing away.
Police,
Leon mouths at us. Gertie flicks on her phone and dials the number. Let me in, Justin roars from the other side of the door. Police, Gertie says into the phone. Justin hammers with both fists on the door. Each bang seems louder than the last, until I feel like they're right in my ears. And then suddenly, all the madness and noise stops. He stopped banging on the door, Gertie says into the phone. I hear a tinny voice respond. She says he may be trying to find a way to break down the door. We should move into another room. Step away from the door, Leon.
Wait,
Leon whispers, leaning to listen to what's going on outside in the corridor. His face breaks into a grim smile. He gestures for all of us to come closer. Tentative, with shaking knees, I let Mo lead me to the door. Gertie stays back, speaking quietly into her phone.
You'd love prison, Justin,
says a warm voice on the other side of the door with an unmistakable accent.
Really? Loads of guys like you there.
Richie, I whisper. Leon reaches to unlock the door. Justin makes a rush for us as Leon swings the door open, but Richie pushes him nonchalantly and Justin stumbles into the wall, swearing as Richie steps inside and Leon pulls the door closed quickly behind him. I barely have time to process the look on Justin's face as he lunged towards me, desperate to force his way in. What's happened to him? He was never like this. His anger was always tightly controlled. His punishments were clever and cruel. This is messy and desperate.
Nice bloke, your ex,
Richie says.
He's going to regret punching that door so much in the morning, I can tell you that.
No wonder Justin went quiet when Richie turned up in the corridor. He is enormous. 6'4" at least, and the kind of muscular that only happens when you've got nothing to do with your time except exercise. The police will be here in 10 minutes, Gertie says calmly. Hello, Richie. How are you? Richie hugs Leon so hard I can hear their bodies colliding. Through the door, Justin throws something. Whatever it is smashes against the wall. I'm shaking all over. I have been since I first heard his voice. But Richie just gives me a friendly, unquestioning smile.
Thank you for looking after my brother, Tiffy,
he says. I'm not sure this counts, I manage, pointing to the door. Richie waves a hand.
Honestly, if he gets in here, he'll have to deal with me and Leon and... Sorry, man, we've not been introduced.
I'm Mo, Mo says, looking very much like the sort of man who sits in a chair and talks for a living and has suddenly stumbled upon a scenario where this might put him at a disadvantage. Let me the fuck in, Justin roars through the door.
He's drunk too,
Richie says cheerfully. Richie ushers us all out onto the balcony and breathes out deeply.
London,
he says, spreading his arms out wide.
I've missed this. Look at it.
The door thuds over and over again. Leon pulls me tightly against him.
And we even get a great vantage point for when the police turn up,
Richie tells us. I close my eyes and lean into Leon and try to imagine that the banging noise is just that, a noise and nothing more. It will stop eventually. Breathing deeply, Leon's arms around me, I feel a new sort of certainty settle. Even Justin cannot last forever.
The police take Justin away. He's basically foaming at the mouth. One look at him and you can see what's happened. A man who has always had control has lost it. But now, 3 hours post-police drama, we're scattered around the living room. Richie is ruling the room from the armchair. Richie. I knew it. Just saying. Gertie. When, though? Richie. From the moment Leon told me he was getting some woman in to sleep in his bed when he wasn't there. Gertie, not possible. Richie, expansively, come on, you can't share a bed and not share anything else. Looks like I need to find myself a flatmate, don't I?
September, 2 years later. There's a note on the door of the flat when I get home from work.
Warning, imminent romantic gesture.
The next note is inside on the wall above the spot where I chuck my bag down.
Step 1, dress for adventure.
On the inside of the wardrobe door, the note is folded over and stuck with sellotape. On the outside it reads,
Are you wearing something Tiffy-ish yet?
I riffle through the wardrobe and find the blue and white dress Leon calls my famous 5 dress. Once dressed, I read the message inside. It's another envelope, tucked between the sofa cushions. Inside there is a train ticket from London to Brighton. The note behind the ticket reads,
The last thing you need is with Bobby for safekeeping. He's expecting you.
Bobby is our upstairs neighbour, the man we once knew as Strange Man in flat 5. I knock on his door. He hands me a small cardboard box with a post-it note stuck to it.
Once you get to Brighton, head to the beach by the pier. You'll know the spot when you see it.
By the time I get to Brighton it's dark, but it's easy to find my way to the seafront. I see what Leon means as soon as I get there. There's an armchair on the pebbles, covered in multicoloured blankets, and strewn around it amongst the rocks there are dozens of tea lights. As I make my way over, I look around for Leon, but there's no sign of him. The note on the chair is weighed down with a large pebble.
Sit, wrap up warm, and open the box when you're ready.
My hands tremble as I open the cardboard box. There's a ring inside, nestled in a bundle of rainbow-coloured tissue paper. It's beautiful, vintage, a little wonky, with an oval amber stone in its centre, and there's one last note.
Tiffany Rose Moore of Flat 3 Madeira House, Stockwell. Would you like to be my wife? If you want to see me, I'm at the Bunny Hop Inn, room 6. I love you. Kiss.
He's waiting for me on the bed in room 6, sitting cross-legged. He lets out a happy sort of oof as I roll him back onto the bed. Leon to me, I say. Only you could find a method of proposing that means you don't actually have to be there. I kiss him hard. The answer is yes, I say. Absolutely, definitely yes. The Flatshare was written by Beth O'Leary and performed by me, Sinead MacInnes.
And me, Will Kirk. It was abridged by Katrin Williams and produced by Karen Holden.
The Flatshare is a BBC Books production for BBC Sounds.